Thing that I noticed right off the bat when I started playing Dispatch was how much I enjoyed being with Blond Blazer. And it was a weird thing for me because the game had really just started. The first episode kind of throws you into the loop of talking to this character and you kind of connecting and flirting and having a really strong feeling towards each other. At least that's how I felt. And on episode 2, it continues to grow. Every time I spend time with Blond Blazer, I'm very happy. But then the shocking thing comes at the end of episode 2 when Phenomena Man ends up coming down and kissing her. And she kind of seems a little shy about it, kind of doesn't want to do it, but she still does it. And then she tells Robert that Phenomena Man is her boyfriend. And there's this big shock, this absolute thing that caught me completely by surprise, obviously caught a lot of you guys by surprise. And if you were feeling Blond Blazer, if you guys were connecting, then it felt and hurt even more. Now, if you didn't kiss her and you didn't like her, then it didn't really bother you as much, but it did bother me. And I kind of lose myself in these video games. I don't really have my guard up too much if I don't need to. Like, there's certain games that I play and I do have my guard up, but when I'm playing Dispatch, I'm in the world. I'm enjoying it. I just live in it for those 45 minutes to an hour that I'm in there, whatever. And I didn't think too hard about it. Sometimes I just like to enjoy the ride. I like to enjoy the twists, and I like to just kind of be a little oblivious to maybe what's going on in the world because I'm just having so much fun. Well, I gave my first thoughts on episode 1 and 2, and one of the biggest things that people told me was that I was basically an idiot, or I was basically a sucker for not realizing that Blond Blazer was manipulating me, that Blond Blazer was playing me, that Blond Blazer was lying to me, that everything that she did because she had an ulterior motive. There was something that she wanted from Robert, and there was a lot of little hints and cues to that. The things that you guys, or some of you guys, told me were the reasons that she was manipulating me, to me seemed like they were like fun, innocent little things that we were doing together that I liked. And I kind of felt, damn, am I really that gullible? Am I really that idiot that just sees this really beautiful woman and she's super nice and I'm talking to her and I think we're connecting? Am I getting tricked that easily? That was my mentality after I read some of those comments. And look, most of the time comments are just comments. I like to get some feedback from you guys, but in this one, I really got me thinking, and it kind of got my guard up. It unintentionally got my guard up. And so now sometimes when you watch a movie or when you watch a TV show or when you're playing a game, there's these crazy twists that come in the middle of the game, towards the end of the game, that completely shock you. Things that take you completely out of the loop. And you're like, damn it, no, not again. Sometimes these twists can add something to the script. They can add something to the story that you're watching and maybe elevate it because it was something that you weren't expecting. Now, I will say that sometimes having twists just to have them, or when they seem predictable, or when they become predictable, it's a little bit more difficult and feels more lazy. It feels more like, they did it again. And so with Blond Blazer and Dispatch, I really hope that there isn't a twist. I really hope that Blond Blazer isn't this evil character underneath. I hope that this isn't a persona. And then again, after those comments, I started doubting her a little bit. I started doubting how nice she was. When she was being nice, I kind of thought, why is she being nice? When she asked for something, or when she offered something, or when she was talking cute and being dope, I'm like, nah, there has to be something here. Why is she doing that? And so my guard was up, and it shouldn't have been, but it was. I still in my head kept thinking, no, like, choose Blond Blazer, be with Blond Blazer, because I liked her. I mean, I couldn't deny I felt some chemistry. Now, I've seen the comments from some of you guys where you felt there's no chemistry with Blond Blazer. You feel like Invisigal is the one for you, and that's fine. But for me, I really felt that connection with Blazer. So when I got the opportunity to choose her, I did go with her. When she revealed herself to be Mandy, she revealed herself, her true self, and she said that she was self-conscious. She was scared of how people might see her without the blonde hair, without the big muscles, without the incredible height, without seeming like a big, cool, fun superhero. And obviously Robert was mind blown by how she looked. I personally thought she was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. There was just a beauty to Mandy. There was a beauty to Blond Blazer. There was this openness, this vulnerability, this fear. Even after she revealed herself, the way that she spoke to Robert, there was this kind of like fear that she wasn't going to be enough, and that fucking sucks. Because no matter who you are, some of us might have something inside of us that tells us, hey, we're this, or we're not good enough, or whatever the case may be. And so it's a scary thing when you do open up to somebody. And when you open up to somebody, you hope that the person that you opened up to can maybe receive you in a nice, warm way. And I felt that that's kind of what Blond Blazer was doing when she revealed herself to Robert. She clearly felt a connection with him from the beginning. And when they talked and when she revealed herself, I kind of felt, damn, maybe this girl isn't evil after all. Maybe this girl is actually just fell in love with Robert. The whole Phenom Man thing was a little done. Maybe it had been done for a while. Maybe, I don't know. It felt too real. The connections felt too real and too good for it to be a twist. And I'm very grateful that Dispatch went with this option. I'm very happy that Dispatch didn't make Blond Blazer evil. Now, of course, we still have a few episodes to go. We still have episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. Can something happen there, of course, to make a twist? But as it stands and as it looks, this just seems like a really fun game where you're navigating the world and enjoying everything in it and trying to meet these new characters. That's what it feels like. Now, obviously, there might still be a twist. Whether that twist is that Invisigal is actually Shroud's daughter, or maybe Mandy is related to Shroud in some way because of the way that she really looks with the brunette hair. Obviously, those theories are there, and maybe we'll dive deep into them in the next episode. But today, finding out that twist, that Mandy didn't have any ulterior motives, finding out that Mandy, Blond Blazer, wasn't trying to play Robert, and understanding that what her feelings were towards Robert were genuine, is a great change of pace in the video game world. It's a great change of storytelling in the video game world, because these twists have been coming left and right for some video games, for some movies, and it can get tiresome, and it can get repetitive, and it can just get sad because I'm like, fuck, not again. And so I'm happy that there's no twist, and I'm so happy for Robert. I'm so happy for Blond Blazer. She seems like too good to be true, but she is true, right? In the sense of the storytelling. I actually think if there would have been a twist or something that tells us that Blond Blazer was playing Robert, and Blond Blazer and Phenom Man were actually in this together trying to get something for Robert, and they were just manipulating him, I think it would have taken away from the story, from the characters, from the world that they've been building, from the friendships that you have with some of these characters. It wouldn't have turned the game sour for me, of course, but I would have been like, damn, that's a really missed opportunity. Sometimes we just want to stick to simplicity. I saw a comment on one of my videos that said, sometimes the biggest twist is no twist. And I really like what he said, because sometimes just keeping it simple, sticking to what works, and not trying to overthink it can deliver a really good experience. And that's the experience that I'm having with this Dispatch game and this love story with Blond Blazer. I'm full on in. I'm not going to doubt it again. If there is a twist later down the line, we'll deal with it when it comes. But as of now, there has been no twist. As of now, it seems like Mandy, Blond Blazer, is just this girl who really wanted love and felt that she wasn't really seen. And she's getting that with Robert. One last point that I'll mention here is, if you look at the comic Shell Shock, which is issue number 2, I covered it a little bit here on the channel. It shows why and how Blond Blazer broke up with Phenom Man during their dinner that night after the end of episode 2. And she broke up with him because Phenom Man only wanted Blond Blazer, only saw Blond Blazer, and Mandy was never really appreciated or seen by Phenom Man. And so she wanted to take a break. She wanted more out of life than just be superheroes. She wasn't trying to be evil. She wasn't trying not to save the people of Earth. She wasn't trying to be a protector, but she wanted some alone time with the person that she loved. She said, snuggle up and watch some TV, watch Love Island or something. And so it humanized her. I said that in the last episode, and I felt that it was even more beautiful, because now with the context of that, and then you guys kissing and you guys having dinner, she seems so at ease when you guys were having dinner. She seems so at peace, like she could really be herself, no problem. She was joking around with Waterboy. She was laughing with Robert. She was just eating. I mean, it was just fun, wholesome, cute. You know what I mean? It was really nice. And I'm so happy, once again, that there was no twist. I'm glad that the people working at Adhoc didn't decide to go with no craziness and just stick to something simple that worked, that was beautiful, and in my opinion, a lot more memorable because of it.